Previously, I tested the Mr. DIY mechanical pencil. Now it's time to test the color pencil. But before I show you the finished product, we need to test these color pencils. I have created the craziest, earth-shattering, brain-melting test. I'll color squares. Yes, I know it's boring, but whenever I have new art materials, I always test them out. It gives me a really good sense on how well they work. For these color pencils, I'm testing out if they are good at blending. So I chose the primary colors, red, yellow, and blue. In the first 3 boxes, I'll color them using light pressure on one side and then heavier pressure to see how bold they can get. I make sure to not put too much pressure so I don't break these pencils. Now that I have the primary colors, I will use the same 3 pencils to blend yellow with red to make orange, red with blue to make purple, and then blue with yellow to make green. Let's see how they look. I kinda rushed parts of the blending, but the color pencils blended pretty well. It took a few layers of the primary colors before I got the colors I wanted. But I got orange, purple, and green. What do you think? And when I use the actual secondary color pencils, they aren't that far from the ones that I actually blended. So far so good. Now that we've tested the color pencils, let's get to drawing another DC superhero. Last video we sketched Batman with the mechanical pencil. Today, we will be coloring and drawing the face of DC, Superman. Here's the reference I chose. It's Superman from the New 52 series. I used the Mr. DIY 2mm mechanical pencil for the sketch, and the sketch took around 17 minutes to complete. Did you know that when Superman first debuted in the comics, he couldn't actually fly? He could only leap tall buildings in a single bound. The iconic power of flight was added later in the 1940s to make animating the character easier. Now that we have the sketch of Superman, we need to erase the heavy sketch lines to make the color pencils pop. I used my kneaded eraser to help clean my lines. One more thing, sharpen the pencil. It makes coloring lightly easier. Alright, we have our sketch, our color pencils, so let's get coloring. I have 3 steps when using color pencils. Step 1, adding the base color. I start by going over the whole drawing by adding a light layer of each color. It's blue for the suit, red for the cape, and yellow for the insignia, and lastly black for the hair. There have been many actors who played Superman over the years. Tell me who your favorite one is in the comments. Here's the drawing with the base layer set. Now let's move to step 2, adding shadows. Since we only have 12 pieces of color pencils, we will need to blend some of the colors to get the shadows we want. The skin tone is where we need to blend. With the base layer already done, I add a dark brown for the shadows. Then, I add another layer using the base color to blend it together. Blending color pencils takes time, so if you color with color pencils, take your time and you'll get the outcome that you want. I use the same process of layering colors to blend for the rest of the drawing. I just use different colors for the shadows. For the cape, I use the blue, and the suit, I use purple. This is called analogous. It is when you use colors that sit next to each other in the color wheel. Last but not the least, step 3. Adding details. I used the black color pencil to add some marks as well as details throughout the drawing as a final touch. Here is Superman colored using the Mr. DIY color pencil. Overall, the Mr. DIY color pencils are adequate. It's not life-changing, but if you need a cheap coloring material for school or small project, you can definitely buy one of these. Don't forget to like the video, comment who I can draw next, and share with others.